What up, people out there? It's been a minute since we've been here on YouTube, but we're back because we got to talk about blue checks on Gmail. Can you believe that Gmail is now looking into the blue check game? Elon then started this whole little trickle down effect. Not only is Twitter on the game, but now Instagram. Now it's like Gmail too. What? Your emails are gonna have blue checks? Like, we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. We got some other social media news. Also talking about Instagram. How are you going to get paid off Instagram now, right? Instagram Reels bonuses are gone. How are you going to get paid off that now? We're going to talk about that as well. And some other stuff in social media you don't want to miss. So make sure you stay tapped in. Share this live with somebody else. Make sure they get to see this information as well. Now let's get right into it. First, let's talk about Google has launched blue check marks for verified brands in Gmail. What does that actually mean? What does that actually mean, right? We are talking about the fact that you're in your Gmail account. If you have a business, now you can have a blue check, right? So, all right, let's get right into it. Like, Twitter has literally set the whole thing with blue checks like off the rails right now. Everybody, like, it's bananas. What up, fam? I see you guys live in the chat. I'm super excited you guys are here tapped in. Deborah, what up? What up? I see you. Let's go. BK with the shock face. Yes, yes, yes. I see you. We here. We here. We in the building. All right, back. So here's the thing. We back on live on YouTube. It was a minute, but we back. And we back every night again. Let's get it. All right. So Google has launched check marks for verified brands on Gmail. What does that mean, basically? Well, it means that, think about it. In emails right now, if you have a business, you have a brand, and you email someone, you're probably going to go to spam, and it's a big thing, right? Emails is one of the biggest communication tools that are out there right now as far as reaching out for brands for making money. But if you have a Gmail account right now, emails, they go into spam. They're hard to, necessarily, keep out the spam box. There are tricks around it, but it's always an issue, and it's always security. And think about yourself. How do you handle emails? You like delete a lot of emails too, because they're spam or things you don't want or things you don't trust. That's the main thing. Is about trust, right? So how do people trust your business and your brand? Well, a blue check would help that. Now, it's not going to be as easy to get as it is on Twitter or Instagram, and I'm going to explain. So going to the next slide here, you see this is what Gmail is showing how it's actually going to look, right? It's going to look like your brand. It's your brand logo. You see how that Gmail right here has a the their logo there, the G, right? That's for Google. Think of that as your brand logo. So in your case, Lush Lifestyle or BK Bodies, right? Those logos will be right there in that where that G is. Now next to that where it says Google and the blue check, now that is going to be your brand name. So this is not going to just be something that you can just create for every email account. This is not going to be literally for personal accounts. So let me break that down from the beginning. The blue checks for right now are not going to be for personal accounts. This is going to be specifically for business accounts and brands. That's super, super important to remember, right? Because a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, I don't want, it's not even for your personal account yet. This is for business accounts. Now, the importance of it is if you see that blue check for a business, now we can trust it. Now we know it's from BK. Now we know it's from Lush Lifestyle. Now we can trust it, right? So let's break down how you're going to get this brand logo to outgoing emails, right? So you're going to learn something today. It's called brand indicators for message identification. I know it's a mouthful, right? Brand indicators for message identification. It's BIMI. This is going to be the new standard for where businesses' logos are sent out through Gmail, which has a blue check. So if you hear BIMI, it's not like body index, body mass index. When it comes like we're thinking about gyms and weights and things like that, and your body weight, this is around the actual process of the logo showing on your email. So it doesn't have to be showing up on just Gmail. It could be a different email provider as well. But if you hear BIMI, that is for brand indicators for message identification, right? That means that your email has been identified and verified by the actual provider. So how do you get that? What does that actually mean? I'm breaking it down in the simplest terms because I want you guys to understand it in the simplest form. There's a lot of like mumbo jumbo behind the scenes and stuff like that, but it's not going to be, again, as simple as what it is to get a blue check on Instagram or Twitter. right? So with that, again, the logo is going to be shown. So that's going to be super important to remember. The logo is going to be shown and your brand logo. So let's get, what do you need to do? CJ, I'm interested, right? What do I need to do, right? So let's get right into it. One, to prepare to set up your BIMI, right? Your, what did we say it was? Brand indicator for message identification, right? Now, prepare BMI. You're going to get a domain. So if you have a domain for a website, let's say if it's lustlifestyle.com, let's say if it's bkbodies.com for you guys who are watching live right now, right? What if it's your website? That's when we talk about your domain. What is the actual domain of the email that you're going to be using from, right? So it needs to be something that has a website attached to it. It's not just going to be something that you just create on Gmail. You got to have a website behind it, okay? Then you, once you have all these things behind the scenes, you know, get your domain host sign in. You're gonna set up all these different things behind the scene. Behind the scenes, you're gonna need to trademark your brand logo. Yeah, I said it. Hold on, I'm gonna come back. You need to trademark your brand logo. Yes, it's not just, hey, I just made a logo in Canva or pay somebody in Fiverr and this is what my logo is. You need to trademark your brand logo. So that's going to be huge, right? That's going to be huge. That's a huge step. That's different than social media where it's like just pay me for the blue check on Instagram or pay me for the blue check on Facebook or Twitter. You have to trademark the brand logo. So that's going to be super, super key. Now, trademark the brand logo is optional, but the thing is that when you create the logo, you're still gonna, once you upload that, um, then you're gonna have to get verified on the back end. If you see right here, it's step 3, and these instructions are from Google. Get verified mark certificate. Register your brand logo as a trademark. That is in step 3. Okay. Now, again, I'm going through this at a high level just so you can see how hard it is. It's not necessarily hard, but how many steps you're going to have to go through to get the blue check on your Gmail. Next, you're going to add this BIMI text record at your domain, which is the back end of your website, the domain, the host, right? So if you're using GoDaddy or you're using something else, right? GoDaddy is one of the most popular ones. Maybe using Namecheap.com, etc. Those domains, you're going to add that record in the back office, and then that's how you're going to be able to set this up and apply for it from Google. Once you do that, then you go through all those processes, right? And then you'll get that blue check. So it's not a quick process. Because like right now, if you want to set up on Twitter for a blue check, you can have it in a few hours. Same thing with Facebook, on Instagram, etc. Can't do that with Gmail, at least just yet. And it's specifically for businesses to have your real name identified, verified, and keep things safe. Hopefully that helps you. Now I'm going to get into some other tips that you might need to know. Not that you might need to know, that I know you want to know, right? So you guys in the chat, let me know who are watching live. I know you guys are watching live. Let me know if you missed the Instagram Reels bonus. Let me know if you missed the Facebook bonus, right? I know you missed these Reels bonuses. Well, I'm about to tell you how you're about to start getting paid by Meta again. How Meta is working on a new program. I'm sure you want to know the details of it, right? So let's get into just a little bit of some of the stuff that they are talking about right now. They are saying that they are testing right now. Meta is testing rework on how to integrate ads into Reels monetization program with a new performance-based payout model for people who are on, that are on Instagram. Yeah, I see. BK says I miss it. I miss it. Listen, that was gas money, yo. Y'all can talk all. People can say whatever they want, but that was gas money. If you were making either $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever it wasn't never that $2,000, $8,000, whatever that, we could never get to that easily, but it was still good money, right? It was still gas money. It was still paying the light bill. It was still paying the cable bill, right? It was still helping out. It was something. We don't get that no more. Well, now they're talking about how they're going to do this in the future. How are we going to now get these Reels bonuses again? And we're not going to call them Reels bonuses. They're calling it Reels monetization program with a new performance-based payout based on ads that are now embedded within your Reels, right? So who goes right now into the Reels tab on Instagram and goes to Reels? I'm just curious. Is it just me, or do you guys watching live? Let me know in the chat if you scroll through reels, and not just on your feed, not just the feed where people you follow, but go to reels and actually find new accounts. Who does that? Let me know in the comments if you do that. So if you do that, this is where they're specifically talking about, right? In the feed, they are going to add ads as well, but really it's going to be in this particular feed. Now, again, this is what it's going to look like. This is a little bit of behind the scenes, what it looks like. There's some good news in this. There's some good news. So we're going to break this down. The good news is that all creators, this is from Meta, right? All creators who were invited to participate in the program will be added to the new payout method. So if you were in the Reels bonus program in the past, they're saying that you're going to be added to this new payout model also. So it's not like, you don't have to worry about, hey man, are they going to add me again? If you had the Reels bonus, Meta is saying, again, they could always change their ways, right? But they're saying right now they will be automatically added to the new payout model. Creators who are already part of the program will be transitioned to the no payoff model in coming weeks. Coming weeks. What does that mean? 2 weeks? Does it mean 10 weeks? We don't know, right? But we do know that a new monetization way for Meta, Facebook, Instagram is coming. So that got to make you excited. You got to know new money is on the way, right? This is what it's going to look like, at least on Facebook. If you see here, you can actually, by the way, when it comes back, you got to promise you got to be posting reels on Instagram and Facebook both, right? I got to do better about that as well. Not just posting them on Instagram, but also posting them on Facebook. But if you see here, you'll be able to go to your dashboard, monetization tools, and you can see that the ads on reels section there is going to actually allow you to make money by including ads in your reels. So in your reels, you'll be able to include ads. So sometimes before people even watch your reel, an ad will come up. It's going to be interesting, right? How much do you like my content? How much do you really like CJ's content? Now, not only do I have to worry about you, and I'm going to zoom in for this. Let's zoom in because I want to just lock in on this point. You already have an issue getting people's attention in those first few seconds on Instagram, right? But now with this new monetization model, with the ads being embedded in your reels, now you're gonna have to worry about keeping people's attention through an ad. How am I gonna make my content so good that you're gonna want to not only watch an ad to wait for my content, but you know it's coming. You know that you gotta wait. You know what I mean? That's gonna be really hard. That's gonna be a whole new level of loyalty and brand power that you have to create through your content. It's so good, people want to watch ads through it. So just think about that. Think about that going forward. Like, content creators already have it, like kind of hard to get people's attention because of how people's attention spans is. It's an overwhelmingly amount of content out there. But now you're gonna have to fight through ads. So if your content is good enough, it's gonna work. But it's going to challenge you to say, you know what, I got to really lock in. I got to really start paying more attention. How do you do that? How do you get better at content? One, you do it more. Two, you watch shows like this and you keep following me on YouTube. I'm going to tell you all the gems that you need to know. And on top of that, the content creators that you need to know, I'm bringing them on here. You can talk to them. We literally are going to be doing this on YouTube all the time. So tap in with this channel. Make sure you just stay locked in and ask questions. Try new things. This is how you get your content to the next level. Now, really quick, let's get into the next topic. And I've been talking about Twitter a lot because Twitter, if you haven't noticed, is like the trend, right? That is the trendsetter right now in the industry. It used to be Meta. It's not Meta no more. Meta just follows whatever Elon, and now Twitter has a new CEO that Elon just hired. I think within the last few days, Twitter's setting the precedence, right? So Twitter is now saying, if you remember if you watched my live from 2 weeks ago, that business accounts were going to have to pay up to $1,000 for Bluechecks to be verified on Twitter. Now Elon and Twitter is saying that is not the case. So don't be so scared away. Small businesses like ours, like mine for sure, probably yours watching too, if you're watching this, don't have to pay up to $1,000 for a blue check. So don't worry, we're not gonna have to pay up to $1,000. that's not going to be for small businesses. So that's going to be a good thing. And so just think about it. When things start to roll out to Meta and other places as well, there's probably going to be a model for large companies, corporations that paid up to 1,000. Smaller businesses like us, which probably have a different model as well. So no panic. And I remember last time I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, a lot of people were like, "Mom, I owe up to $1,000 for blue checks for my business." Small businesses won't have to pay that. We don't have the exact print price point yet, but as you see here with this tweet from Elon, don't worry, we will have lower costs here for small businesses. We need to manage the onboarding of organizations carefully to prevent fraud. So they don't want fraud on Twitter, right? They don't want fraud. They don't want businesses on here faking you, taking your money. And so I know there's a big backlash of money why people are like, I don't want to pay for social media. I don't want to pay for social media. Listen, you're gonna end up paying. So you can fight it all you want. And you say I don't need it. Okay, you'll fight it for a while, but you'll be on here eventually. Here's the thing. I understand why Elon is doing it. One, it increases revenue. Two, on top of that, it is a deterrent for people to have to spend big money to act like a business to fraud people out of money. And the last thing you need is fraud on social media, because I don't want fraud on social media, because now businesses like mine have trouble thriving because people don't trust it, right? So I get it, and I'm told for it. I get it. A lot of people are not for it. I'm for it. So don't worry. The $1,000 a month is for larger organizations, not ours. Now, here's another big thing. Here's another big thing. You got to write this down and you got to tell your friends. You got to promise to tell your friends on this. Don't just take this information and not use it and tell somebody else. Elon is saying that Twitter, and again, this is not just a Twitter thing. I want you to understand when I talk about it, it's usually going to happen in other social media platforms as well. Twitter is in the process of purging inactive accounts to free up handles. Think about it. How many social media handles are there on Meta? How many are there on Twitter? How many are there on Pinterest, right? How many are on YouTube? And you sometimes you want to go get a username and you're like, dang, it's already gone. Dang, it's already gone. But nobody's using it. Twitter's in the process to say, hey, if you're not using this account, this username, we're gonna purge it. We're gonna get rid of it. So as you see here in the screenshot, Elon is in the purging in the process, and they said they are going to get rid of a lot of accounts. And they said if you have no activity for some years, you're going to see the numbers drop, and you're going to see your follower count. If you have followers on Twitter and you see them drop, don't be surprised because they're actually deleting accounts. I see Deborah with the thumbs up. What up? What up? I see you locked in, and yes, definitely, please, please, please make sure you share that information with somebody valuable. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you when we talk about Twitter is going to free up all these accounts? Well, it means that if Twitter, as you see here, is going to soon be freeing up 1.5 billion accounts. Do you understand? Freeing up the name space of 1.5 billion accounts. That means there's going to be so much more space to look at Deborah with the face. I love it. It's like the thing is with that, you're going to be able to get that handle you've always wanted, but it wasn't there. Maybe it was Lush Lifestyle. Maybe it was Create Live with CJ, where maybe it was Fit with CJ. I couldn't get because there was somebody I saw. And by the way, there is somebody that I saw that had Fit with CJ on another platform. And I'm like, you don't even use this account. It's been there for days. And I was like, you know what I mean? So I might want that. So if they haven't used it in years, guess what? Twitter's saying you got to go. We're going to get rid of your account. You got this. You're holding this domain, this username hostage, and you're not using it. Twitter's going to get rid of it. So what do you think? It's going to happen. It's going to happen on Meta. It's going to happen on Facebook. You just have to be places like here. You got to be tapped in here so you know this information. We can talk about it, and then you come back and tell me about it, and then we can just stay on top of the game, and we got it before everybody else. Deborah says, I need to get on Twitter. Yes, you do. And guess what? You know where to follow me on Twitter? It's going to say CJ, the creator, like right, boom, right there. Boom. CJ, the creator, with two E's, actually, with two E's on Twitter. And by the way, I did the CJ, the creator, like that because of like Megan Thee Stallion. She put two E's on her stuff. That's how I put it on Twitter for me. But yeah, as far as that, definitely get on Twitter. Um, definitely lock in because for one, it's a great place to have conversations, and it is honestly one of the best places to get real interactions from organizations and celebrities. To be honest with you, it's so crazy. Like Dwight Howard, the NBA player, like future Hall of Fame NBA player, he follows me on Twitter. Like you can get like I've had it's crazy. Like when Barack Obama was running for president, his team, I'm sure it wasn't Barack, but his team and stuff replied to me on Twitter. I've had organizations give me refunds, super fast customer service. It's just Twitter is the place to reach organizations, brands, celebrities, and major influencers and have real conversations with them fast. Instagram is more like that vanity network where you post the content, you're supposed to comment on the content, but you're not really having a conversation. Twitter, you have conversations. Um, Yes, I see you with the shocked face. Yeah. You'd be surprised who follows me on Twitter. You would be surprised. And you don't have to have a lot of followers. Like if people like conversations you have, and as far as breaking news, news breaks on Twitter before anywhere. Like literally, reporters of every industry, fitness, sports, anything, just world news, whatever, maybe in your city. Soon as something breaks, they put it on Twitter. The stuff that you see that goes trending on TikTok and Instagram starts on Twitter. It all starts on Twitter with a quick conversation, and then somebody takes that tweet and turns it into something. Just remember that. So if you're not on Twitter, I'm a big proponent. You need to be on Twitter for your business, not only for your personal business, but for your brand and just for informational purposes. But with that said, let me know if you guys have any additional questions. I'm going to do a quick replay of what I just talked about. Quick little rundown. If you have questions, put in the chat real quick while I do this. We talked about the inactive accounts on Twitter. Make sure if you wanted a username on Twitter and you couldn't get it before, start looking soon because they are going to be freeing up 1.5 billion accounts. Small businesses won't have to pay $1,000 for blue checks on Twitter. That rumor has been demythed. Instagram and Meta are working on a new performance based payout model that should be released in coming weeks. We don't know how soon, but very, very soon. They said in coming weeks. And if you had the previous program, you'll be able to be eligible for it. And blue checks are now available for businesses on Google on Gmail if you have the proper things in place so you can go through the BIMI process, and which is the brand indicator for message identification process to get your Gmail account updated with the blue check. So if you guys, enjoyed this content, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. We're back tomorrow with another live. And guess what? The day after that with another live. And the day after that with another live. So tell somebody else about it. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. It helps it. Even if you watch it live, just comment or put a like on it. It super, super helps the channel grow. We are only 160 away from having 1,000 subscribers and getting this page super close to being monetized so I can be making money off YouTube, that YouTube money. And we want you to get that YouTube money too. All right. I will see you guys later. Peace.
What up, fam? It's your boy CJ, and I'm going to tell you two ways to increase your engagement in 2023. One way, captions. And you might be saying, hey, how's everyone putting these cool captions like this on videos all the time? What's this? You see this trend, right? I'm going to tell you right now, there's an app called Captions that you can download from the App Store, and you can get this free trial. Go ahead and try it out, see how you like it. And then it is a paid app. Now, the most important thing, the reason why it is important to put captions in your videos right now is because that's what gets people to pay attention. Now, people are now watching social media without sound more and more than ever. And two, another way to increase your engagement in 2023, get a microphone like this. As you see, I've been moving around. Why is it super important? Not only is it trendy, you might think it's trendy, as a thing like that, but no, it's because you don't want to always have to be up on top of the video. You want to always have to be on top of the camera. Maybe I could be doing something super organic. I could be, having a conversation with someone. I could be interviewing someone. And the thing is, on top of that, this is super cheap. The two things I just told you, the ways to increase your engagement, this microphone, Bluetooth microphone, literally I get two of them for $23. Amazon, another way you can increase your engagement, those captions. Make sure you check it out. With that said, I'm about to
funky bus fare. Double Dutch bus coming down the street, moving dirty fast, so kind of shuffle your feet. Get on the bus, pay